you invest this type of money in a chainsaw, am I shouting? I've got my earplugs in. You want to take care of it. And one thing that will go a long ways in that is making sure that you burn good fuel. If you buy in most places, in this area anyway, I can't say most places because I don't know, but this area, if you buy premium, that means it doesn't have any ethanol in it. And it doesn't varnish up near as bad. It lasts a lot longer and it's much better on your small engines. So when you're buying fuel for your small engines, look for non-ethanol. If you go online, there's actually places that will list all the stations that will sell that in your area. This here is, these are called Dolmars. This is the best way to store your chainsaw gas and your bar oil, because it's all in one package. This is what everyone uses in wildland, all the sawyers. So you've got the small compartment there with the chainsaw mix, the bar oil, and you got your mix on the other side. It's 2 to 1, because you only burn about half as much bar oil, or you go through half as much as the mix. One thing I've also found out that's really made me happy on the Dolmars, you know, they got these. This one I've had for coon's age, long time, 20 years, 15, I don't know, long time. But the nozzles that were on it, you know, those things are long since worn out and they break off. And there's no way really to put a cap on it. It's kind of a hassle. I mean, there's a cap that goes on the inside, but it's not a very good design. But I found at the bottom of these is a thread, and this is a lid from an oil, just your oil quart of oil, like you change in your car there. And those happen to be the exact same thread, and they line up perfectly. It's the little things, you know. It's one of those things. Every time I see it, it makes me happy. But this is what you want. You want a Dolmar. Oh, okay. So also, I don't know if you're going to be able to find one of these. This was my granddad's, and I really like this. This is his old can that he used to keep his when we go wood cutting. We used to go wood cutting every fall, and this is one of the things he always had in his kit. And inside this, he kept some rags and this felt funnel. I wish they still made these. Coleman number 1A from the Coleman Company, made in Kansas, USA. So it's just an aluminum filter with a really nice tight screen in it, and this felt here won't let any water go through or any contaminants. And I just love this thing, and I'm really careful about my fuel when I put it in, and I'll pour it through Granddad's old filter. And I know I've got good clean gas, not going to get any sawdust and things in there. And then I'll do my bar oil. I like to get that lid on that gas as fast as I can, because I don't want it open and getting sawdust and contaminants and stuff in there. The bar oil, not quite so critical. So you probably noticed that when I start cutting these rounds, I cut it on the downhill side. This is, maybe it's hard to tell, but this is a pretty steep hill right here. You do not want to be cutting on the downhill side and cut all the way through these things. These are heavy, and what do you think they're going to do when they come loose? They're going to roll down, or worse, you can be down there after you've cut several of them, cut through too far, and have that thing roll down on you. It'll crush you, it'll kill you. So I cut down through, and I'm watching really close the kerf right here, and when that starts to move at all, I'll stop cutting. And we'll go around on the other side and we'll finish up our cuts. That way, anything kicks loose, it's going to roll down. It's not going to squish us. A beautiful old tree, isn't it? Boy, fir makes nice firewood. Nice firewood. Alright, so we got a big old round here. And as you saw from the last wood splitting video, it takes a long time to split this. I think, what did we figure, 160 strokes or so? So, that's not the ideal way to do it. What we want to do is use a wedge. Here's a neat one. I've never seen another one like this before. I got this one from my granddad here. But this is it looks like a splitting maul, but it's actually a wedge. You can tell because there's no eye in it right there. It's just obviously, you know, no, you're not going to put a handle in there, are you? So this is the quickest way, and it's got a nice grind in it, the way it's really narrow, and then it gets real fat right there. It really splits and knocks wood apart. So we want to use this. It'll speed up our job quite a bit. Now I've got the hydraulic wood splitter, but this thing weighs several hundred pounds. I'll never get it up on there. It's impossible. I'll have to not even quarter this, but eighth it, just to be able to pick it up and get it on the hydraulic splitter. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for these natural cracks. That's where the wood, we've got pitch pockets. You can see there's a pitch pocket all the way around there. There's another one right there. There's one right there. You kind of look, here's one here. You kind of want to look for that. That's kind of a way to kind of help speed things along. All right, takes a fair amount of skill to hit maul the wedge. I don't know that I possess that skill, but we'll find out here together. Now, one thing that's the thing about mauls I need to add, you don't want to pound on these wedges if you have a nice axe. Now you'll see me pounding on wedges with my forest axe, but those wedges are plastic. That makes a big difference. It's the plastic is the sacrificial part. This is metal to metal, so you want to wear safety glasses for sure, because these can fracture and they'll go right in your eye and blind you for life. But a maul is made of a soft material. It's made for striking. An axe is not. It's too hard. It'll destroy the axe and bend the eye. So if you're going to pound metal to metal, make sure you're using a maul and definitely not your axe. If I ever catch you doing that, you're going to be in big trouble.